Good evening, you are watching Otyrar News with Diana Idris, and here what we'll be covering today. The controversial question, will there be a nuclear power plant in Kazakhstan? The World Health Organization announces a new epidemic. Coronavirus outbreak, mask mandate introduced in hospitals. Belarusian ambassador summoned to Kazakhstan's foreign ministry. Holy kiss. Kazakhstanis conquered the world. The fate of Kazakhstan's nuclear power plant is being decided. Public hearings are taking place across the country with the participation of experts, supporters and opponents of the project. A final decision will be made in a referendum this fall. The exact date of the referendum hasn't been determined yet, but debates have already arisen about its necessity. Some believe that such issues should only be decided by experts. What are the arguments for and against the nuclear power plant? Energy security. Nuclear power plants can ensure a stable power supply, reducing reliance on imported electricity. Kazakhstan already faces a power shortage, partially covered by neighboring countries. Reducing emissions. Transitioning to nuclear energy will help reduce greenhouse gas emissions and improve the environmental situation. Outdated coal and gas power plants need modernization. Economic development. The construction of a nuclear power plant will create jobs and attract investors, boosting Kazakhstan's economic appeal. Energy independence. As one of the leading uranium producers, Kazakhstan can reduce its dependence on imported energy resources.
In December last year, the electricity deficit peaked at 9%. We imported this volume from the Russian Federation, partially from Kyrgyzstan. To put it simply, without this import, the entire country would have been without electricity for 2 to 3 hours a day in December. This is the situation in our energy sector. The population is growing, industry is expanding, and small and medium-sized businesses are developing, yet new generation capacity on such a scale is not present. There is some growth through renewable sources, but it does not cover the country's needs. The average age of Kazakhstan's CHP plants is 62 years, and as we discuss these stations, they are naturally aging. The upcoming fall-winter period may also bring surprises. We need new, powerful, stable, and clean generation capacity. Besides nuclear energy, there are no other alternatives in Kazakhstan. Coal-fired plants are no longer financed. No countries, except the Russian Federation, responded to the auction and tender for 3 coal plants because these technologies are obsolete. Global financial institutions do not fund coal energy, considering it dirty. We have a natural gas deficit, and currently, options for importing gas from the Russian Federation are being explored, particularly for the Northeast. We have already started importing and transiting natural gas. Under these conditions, nuclear energy remains. I find this situation quite foolish. Being among the top in uranium reserves and production but lacking our own nuclear energy sector is irrational. This segment is widely developing globally, with over 500 reactors currently in operation and more than 50 under construction. The world understands that nuclear energy is a clean, long-term source. Nuclear plants can operate for 60 years, and with proper maintenance, up to 100 years. This represents a real generation capacity that will benefit our children and grandchildren, and Kazakhstan needs to make the right choice. I support our president's policy. While I agree with the changes proposed by Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, I disagree with holding a national referendum on nuclear stations. If it concerns specific regions like the East Kazakhstan or Balkhash, then residents of these regions should vote. Building a plant will bring $15 billion to the regional economy, equivalent to 15 annual budgets. This includes peak construction, 20 to 25 jobs in construction, significant scientific and technical potential, and development in nuclear medicine and other related industries. I do not understand why people in Almaty or Astana oppose the construction of a nuclear plant in Balkhash, 100,000 kilometers away from them. I believe this is wrong. Referendums on such matters in the 2000s were in small countries like Slovenia and Taiwan, comparable to a single Kazakh region. Thus, a national referendum seems unnecessary. Fears and myths about nuclear energy are baseless. For instance, the Akkuyu plant in Turkey, being built by Rosatom with 4 reactors, will produce about 35 billion kilowatt-hours, roughly a third of Kazakhstan's consumption. This plant is under construction near the resort city of Alanya, and there are no outcries or fears. Everyone is satisfied. It creates jobs and stable generation for decades. The latest technologies minimize risks regulated by the IAEA, which Kazakhstan unfortunately does not fully understand. We need 3 nuclear power plants. These would be in the northeast, the south, and the west. The energy deficit we experienced in December would be covered by just 1 nuclear power plant. By 2030, we will have a deficit of 6 gigawatts, which means 2 plants with 2 power units each. Plus, it's important to understand that by 2035 to 2040, Kazakhstan's population is forecasted to reach 25 million people, up from the current 20 million plus an additional 25%. And it's crucial to recognize that all these people and businesses will need electricity. Where will we get it? That's a big question, as Central Asia is also expected to face a deficit. I believe that since the president decided to put this issue to a referendum, Kazakhstani citizens will make the right choice by supporting the development of nuclear energy.
Environmental risks. The danger of disposing of radioactive waste and the potential for accidents raise serious concerns. High costs. The construction of a nuclear power plant is estimated at $15 billion with a limited number of investors. Waste disposal. The lack of a safe solution for waste disposal poses a long-term problem. Corruption risks. Large-scale projects like the construction of a nuclear power plant are often associated with corruption, despite control by the International Atomic Energy Agency. Dependence on neighbors. Kazakhstan could become dependent on technologies and supplies for the nuclear power plant from neighboring countries, especially given the current geopolitical situation. However, it is worth noting that the country already imports electricity from its neighbors.
In short, this is the biggest scam, and we can't tolerate it. We'll be talking more about this.
It's not just nuclear energy that concerns Kazakhstani citizens. The World Health Organization has declared monkeypox a public health emergency. In the international airports of Astana and Almaty, drills were conducted to respond to the detection of individuals with signs of dangerous infections, such as monkeypox. The staff practiced all necessary measures, including hospitalization and disinfection. A reminder, monkeypox is a highly contagious disease transmitted through physical contact and airborne droplets. The virus causes flu-like symptoms with a rash and blisters on the skin. The disease is fatal in 4% of cases. The WHO has declared the monkeypox epidemic in Africa a global threat. By the end of June, cases were recorded in 116 countries. The COVID-19 situation in Kazakhstan is stable, according to the Ministry of Health. Incidence rates have decreased eightfold compared to last year.
Since the beginning of the year, 1,219 cases of COVID-19 have been registered, of which 1,242 were confirmed and 48 were ruled out. No fatalities have been recorded. According to the latest sequencing data, the Omicron variant GN1 is circulating in Kazakhstan. According to the World Health Organization, this variant does not pose a significant risk to public health and does not cause more severe disease despite its high contagion. The Ministry of Health continues to carry out sanitary and anti-epidemic measures, as well as weekly monitoring of the epidemiological situation for ARVI, flu, and COVID-19.
During the epidemic season for ARVI, flu and COVID-19, flu vaccinations will begin, and a mask mandate will be introduced in medical institutions for healthcare workers. The Kazakh Foreign Ministry summoned the Belarusian ambassador after Lukashenko's statements on the foreign policies of CIS countries. In an interview with Russia's TV channel, he mentioned Kazakhstan, referring to the so-called Kantar events.
We don't stop maneuvering like some of our post-Soviet states. They want something from Russia but give nothing in return. That won't do. Let's stick together. The time is near when you will come to Russia again, asking for support and help. Putin, Lukashenko, help us. And we dispatched planes there within a half a day. Our planes were already landing in Kazakhstan. We calm things down.
The Kazakh Foreign Ministry summoned the Belarusian ambassador to Astana, Pavel Utyupin. Later, it was announced that the foreign policy course pursued by the Kazakh authorities under the current geopolitical conditions has proven effective.
Kazakhstan conducts a balanced and peace-loving foreign policy in accordance with the UN Charter and fundamental norms of international law. Our country firmly believes that all disagreements between states should be resolved through political and diplomatic means.
In Yerevan, in response to Lukashenko's comments about Armenia, the building of the Belarusian embassy was pelted with eggs and tomatoes after the politician's statement that Armenians are needed by no one but us.
You see the policy. I didn't even pay attention and don't want to talk about Armenia. What kind of policy is this? Who needs Armenia besides us? No one needs them. Let them develop their economy and focus on what they have. What France, what Macron. Tomorrow Macron will be gone and everyone will forget about Armenia.
Lukashenko's ally Vladimir Putin also made headlines this week. During his first visit to Chechnya in 13 years, the Russian president visited the Prophet Isa Mosque and kissed the Holy Quran. This moment quickly went viral on the internet, and the video was shown on major channels in Turkey, Tunisia, Egypt, Syria, and the United Arab Emirates. In the Turkish segment of X network, the video had made it to the trending section and is being widely shared on other platforms, garnering admiration from users.
Но мы можем вас благодарить и быть благодарными. Это звание почетного гражданина Чеченской Республики присваивается вам. Это ручная работа. Здесь написано «Вама рамайта из рамайта валакин Аллаха рама». Если вы целитесь, это значит, Всевышний Аллах вам помогает достичь цели.
And now for some good news. As part of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, the Dara Presidential Initiatives Fund organized the Fringe Fusion Kazakhstan and Global Art Partnerships event to showcase Kazakhstan's cultural heritage to an international audience. Invited speakers and leading theater groups such as Özge Peak, AI Theater, and the independent theater Artichoke participated in the event.
Strengthening international partnerships with leading cultural platforms will significantly increase interest in Kazakhstan's creative industries. This will contribute to the further development of creative projects and their integration into the global creative space. The result of cooperation with foreign platforms will take time, but this is necessary and systematic process.
And a student from the Republican College of Variety and Circus Arts in Almaty, Alikhan Nurjaov, won 7 awards at the World Championship of Performing Arts. In the competition where talented artists from all around the world competed, Alikhan was one of the few to win several awards. He took home 3 gold and 3 silver medals, as well as order confirming his high level of professionalism and skills.
In the future, there are plans to sign contracts with renowned global brands like Versace, Gucci, and others. I was also awarded a $30,000 grant to the New York Conservatory and the New York Film Academy, which I'm very happy about. I want to tell the youth, keep developing, don't stand still, and keep improving. It was an honor for me to represent our country, Kazakhstan.
That's all for now. Thank you for watching.